Welcome to Missouri Sports Talk. I'm your host, Cameron Saley, back with Brutus. We've got another video. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. The 8-man scoreboard from last week. We see at the top left, Appleton City wins 44-26. North Shelby drops 84 points in a win over St. Paul Lutheran. Worth County wins 64-6. Bramer, the game that I went to, they win 63-38 over Paris. Plattsburgh, they win 46-42 over Schuyler County. And Concordia, they win 37-0 over Northwest. So that Bramer game that I went to was very fun. It was not amazing drive, 2 hours and 40 minutes away. It is what it is, though. I'm not too worried about that. It was a fun game, and I'll probably be back to Bramer at some point. Maybe not for football, but basketball or baseball season, maybe I'll come say hi again. It was a really good time. But let's go ahead. Let's get to the Class 1 scoreboard from last week. West Platte, they end up winning over Penny 23-22. So I had some confusion. I don't know what happened, but I said that Marceline and South Harrison, which South Harrison wins by 1. I said that was the Class 1 game of the week during the podcast. And then when I was actually at the game, I said West Platte and Penny were the Class 1 game of the week. And I predicted Penny to win, I believe. So I got that a little mixed up. So that is my bad. I don't know what really happened there. But I guess Class 1 games of the week, both of them are 1-point wins for the teams that I did not predict to win. So that's a fun little thing there. Stockton, they beat Ashgrove 18-0. Surprising game for me. What else? Marionville, they beat Skyline 54-6. Gallatin wins on the road 34-12. And North Platte, they actually get it done over Lathrop 26-20 at home. I had Lathrop in this game because I had picked North Platte in the first 2 weeks, and they lost both of them. So right when I picked against them, they won. So maybe that's a thing. Maybe I just pick against North Platte every single week so they start winning. I guess we'll see with that. The Class 2 scoreboard, Adrian, they defeat Holden 41-28. South Shelby, they make easy work of Monroe City on the road 44-22. Warsaw, they win 21-16 in the Class 2 game of the week. I had Lafayette County winning that one. Liberty Mountain View beats Thayer 42-16. Lamar beats Tipton pretty badly 44-0. And a really interesting game, Pembroke Hill versus Kip Casey Legacy. That was not a typo on your screen. Pembroke Hill won 2-0. Very weird score. A safety wins it for Pembroke Hill, and then there's no scoring for the rest of the game. So I really don't know. I took Pembroke Hill by 11. They end up winning 2-0. So, that was a soccer score. It looks like I found the Pembroke Hill and Kip Casey soccer score for this year, but no, that was a football game, 2-0. So I don't even really know what to say. That was a really interesting game. Obviously, no highlights to watch from that one because it was just a safety and that was it. But, I don't know what to say. The Class 3 scoreboard now. You see in the top left, Maryville 42-0. The top right, Mount Vernon 42-20. Right below that, Blair Oaks wins 42-0. If we go to the bottom left, Central Park Hills, they win 42-34. So 4 games on this scoreboard where the winning team scores 42, and 2 results where it was 42-0. So, cool little thing going on there. Odessa beats Mexico 38-14. Wish that was a little more. And St. Francis Borgia, they win 31-10 against St. Dominic. I really did not expect that. St. Dominic moved up from Class 5 to Class 6 this year. They're supposed to be a pretty good team, and maybe this puts Borgia on the radar for this season in Missouri. I don't think that they'll win Class 3, but, this makes you think that they probably have a Final Four run in them. I guess we will see. The Class 4 scoreboard. Let's see. Orchard Farm, they beat Holt 27-17. Kind of expected. I had Orchard Farm by 5. Hillsboro, they win by 30 over Washington. I had that by 34. Seneca gets it done against Nevada on the road pretty easily. It was 42-0. Kirksville and Savannah, they have probably the second lowest scoring game of the season, overall. Obviously, Pembroke Hill and Kip KC was the other one. Kirksville wins 7-6. Fort Zumwalt South, they get it done over St. Charles, 35-6. And Kearney, they win 38-14. The defending Class 4 champions are rolling. Smithville's a great team. Smithville is looking for revenge from their loss in the playoffs last year to Kearney. I had Smithville as the runner-up last year in Class 4. So, Kearney gets it done. They're looking good this year. Class 5 scoreboard now. Platte County, they beat Fort Osage. That was the Class 5 game of the week. 28-13, not very close. Lafayette, they beat Kirkwood 23-21. Neosho beats Lebanon surprisingly, in my book, surprisingly. Lebanon's now 0-3, so maybe not the greatest team this year. They lose 28-14. Rockwood gets it done at home over Oakville, 28-25. St. Mary's goes to Illinois, and they beat O'Fallon 36-23. I had this one, St. Mary's by 49, so I was wrong about that, but at least I got the game correct. And Lindbergh, I had them by 17. They end up winning by 14 over Ladue on the road. Good win for Lindbergh. The Class 6 scoreboard, I had Nixa by 21. They ended up winning 49-0. I had Jackson winning this one. They lose to Edwardsville. And I have it set up to where it shows Jackson was a home game, but there was actually a threat, some sort of threat. I don't know if it was bomb threat or what, but they ended up postponing the game because it was a threat at Jackson. So they postponed the game to Saturday, and they move it to Edwardsville. So Edwardsville actually ends up getting the home game on a Saturday rather than a Friday night home game for Jackson. Edwardsville gets it done pretty easily, 41-7. Cardinal Ritter kind of expected this one. I don't remember my point total that I said, but Cardinal Ritter wins 42-6. I had Lee Summit in this one. Blue Springs South looks really good this year, 37-12. Their only loss is to Liberty North by 1 point. DeSmet, they get it done quite easily over SLU on the road, 23-3. And Rockbridge versus JC, I had Rockbridge by 13. They win 63-6. They're looking pretty deadly this year. Defense is very gritty. We'll see where it goes from here, but I feel like Rockbridge, I think 7-2 is a good spot for them for the regular season, maybe even 8-1. They've got some tough competition coming up. I guess we'll see where they go from here, but great win for the Bruins. All right, so let's go ahead and get to this week's predictions. Let's throw the 8-man scoreboard up on the screen. Let's start with Greenfield and Lockwood. I think the Tigers can get this one done on the road by 27. Paris, they looked pretty solid until the second half against Bramer. Obviously, Bramer's my state championship pick, so we kind of expected who was going to win that one. But Paris, much improved from last year's 2-8 team. I think they've got 6 or 7 wins this season, possibly. That's my prediction. I will take Paris by 24. Hardin Central is hosting Org. I will take the home team here by 18. Bramer versus St. Paul Lutheran. This is Bramer's senior night and homecoming combined. They've got something to play for tonight, especially because Bowden Bilge is suspended for this game because he got ejected for a BS call in his game last week that I was at. We tried to get that overturned, unfortunately couldn't. I think Bramer's going to be fired up. I will take them by 32. Worth County, the runner-ups last year, they are hosting Albany. I think they've still got a pretty solid team. We could possibly see a Final Four run from them. I will take the Tigers by 14. And our 8-man game of the week, Plattsburgh hosting Bishop LeBlond. This is going to be a really fun game. Both teams undefeated. I believe Plattsburgh is 2-0 because they didn't play week 1. And then Bishop LeBlond is 3-0. This is going to be a fun game. The Class 1 scoreboard. Let's just start with Skyline and Lathrop. Not a lot to say about them. I will take Lathrop by 17. This one's just kind of on the scoreboard because there wasn't a lot going on in Class 1 this week. A lot of them are getting hosted by Class 2 teams. So, Class 1 for the next game, we'll do Charleston versus Caruthersville. That's what we'll talk about here. I think Caruthersville gets it done by 21. Ash Grove, they just lost 18-0 last week. I think that they come out with a fire under their asses. They win by 26 in this one. Milan versus Marceline. I'm really hoping for the sake of going to the Bell game week 9 that Marceline can get this one done. If Brookfield and Marceline are both sitting at 1 or 0 losses, obviously Brookfield is undefeated right now. If both of them are 1 loss or better, Going into week 9, I will 100% be there. Really hoping the chances don't get shot down this week. I will take Marceline on the road by 6. Adrian is getting hosted by Midway. So this one was almost the Class 1 game of the week. Chose to go elsewhere. I will take Adrian on the road by 14. And our Class 1 game of the week brought to you by Blind Hog Barbecue in Tipton, Missouri. We're going back to Tipton for this one. Not going to the game, but for the game of the week, it is Tipton versus Windsor. I stumbled upon a Windsor fan base, really doing nothing. So I appreciate all the Windsor fans, and already filmed Tipton week 1. So I've got a fan base on both sides. It's going to be a fun game. The Class 2 scoreboard now. South Harrison versus Scotland County is where we'll start. I think South Harrison wins by 14. Bowling Green is being hosted by North Callaway. Both of them are 3-0, but I just feel like, the Bobcats are just a different animal. I'll take Bowling Green by 38. Mid Buchanan is hosting West Platte. I think Mid Buchanan wins by 22 in this one. Warsaw versus Sherwood. Warsaw just beat Lafayette County pretty good. I will take the Wildcats by 28. Portageville versus Scott City. I'll take Portageville by 16. They were, I want to say they lost in like the Elite 8, maybe, the quarterfinals to Marionville, the eventual Class 1 state champions. I had Portageville as my state champs last year. Obviously didn't get it done. I think they're a good team again this year. They actually moved up to Class 2, so harder competition. I think they'll still have a pretty solid season. And the Class 2 game of the week, Ava versus Liberty. This one, very interesting game. Ava is ranked. I think Liberty is receiving votes. It'll be a fun one. The Class 3 game of the week, the Class 3 scoreboard. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I've got everything mixed up right now. St. John versus Potosi. I think the Dragons get this one done by 14. East Newton is hosting Mount Vernon. I don't think this is going to be a close game. I will take the Mountaineers by 28. Odessa versus Oak Grove, another blowout in my books. I will take the Bulldogs by 24. Aurora is hosting Lafayette County. This is going to be a really interesting game. Aurora is currently 1-2, but I will take the Higginsville Huskers in this one. Give me Lafayette County by 18. Summit Christian, they are hosting Father Tolton. The Holy Spirits are playing here, 2 Christian schools. I think Tolton gets it done on the road here, I will say by 8 points. And our Class 3 game of the week, it has to be Boonville versus Southern Boone. This is going to be a fun one. I almost went to this game, Tri-County Conference battle. Both teams 3-0. This has heavy conference championship implications because, whoever makes it out of this one, when they play Blair Oaks, that it's basically going to be the Tri-County Conference Championship. So keep your eye on that game. The Class 4 scoreboard. Holt versus St. Charles. I don't think it's going to be close. I'll take the Indians by 27. Osage versus Eldon, another blowout. I think Osage wins by 34. Fort Zumwalt East hosting Fort Zumwalt South. I will take South by 19. Lutheran North versus Westminster. Also another blowout. This is 4 blowouts that I think on this scoreboard. I will take the Crusaders by 37. Smithville versus Oak Park. This is going to be a really fun game. I think that Oak Park is going to be able to go to Smithville and get this one done. I will take the Northmen by 15. And Kearney versus Park Hill. This is our Missouri Sports Talk game of the week. Also our Class 5 game of the week. I will be there. It's a 2-hour and 50-minute drive. It's going to be a fun game. Bulldogs, the defending state champions in Class 4. Park Hill, they actually beat Rockbridge in week 1. So this is going to be a really fun game. Class 5 scoreboard now. Branson and West Plains is where we'll start. Tripping on my words here. Branson, not the greatest team last year. They look pretty good this year. I will take them by 20. North Point on the road for me. I will take them by 17. Cardinal Ritter is going down to Louisiana. I don't think that's going to mean much to them, though. I think they still win this game by 28. St. Pius X, they are playing Maryville in Kansas City. I think that St. Pius X can win this game. I think the Warriors will get this one done by 14. Elias versus Camdenton. Some CMAC talk here. I think that Elias is on a completely different level than Camdenton. I honestly think that Camdenton is third or fourth best team in the CMAC right now for football, of course. And I think the Crusaders get this one done by, I'll say 24. And Carthage hosting Nixa. This has to be the Class 5 game of the week. Heavy playoff implications for Class 5 and 6. Keep your eye on that one. The Class 6 scoreboard now. We'll start with Jackson and Farmington. Whatever. I'll take Jackson in this one pretty big. I'll say 35. Marquette versus Parkway North. I will take the Mustangs by 18. North Kansas City is hosting Central St. Joseph. I think Vandy commit Gabe Fields will take over this game. I will say the Indians by 21. Rockbridge versus Capital City. I like Capital City's team this year. They're good. They keep improving. They keep getting deeper into the playoffs every single year. They just started, I want to say, 4 years ago. So, very new team. I think Rockbridge, they've just got a defense that is tough as nails this year. So, I don't really know if this game's going to be close. I will take the Bruins by 28, but I've got two sides that I'm rooting for here. I like both teams, so hoping the best for both of them. We'll see where Cap City's season goes. They've got a really tough district. I think Rockbridge can get out of their district. We'll see though. Obviously I was talking about Rockbridge earlier, 63-6 against Jeff City. So I don't think we're going to see that same thing this week, but I think that Rockbridge can win pretty sizably. Lee Summit is hosting Liberty North. Now, they've got, a little circle here. So Liberty North has defeated Blue Spring South 21-20 in week 1. Blue Spring South just beat Lee Summit last week. Lee Summit beat Liberty in week 1, and Liberty beat Liberty North last week. So, they've got a little circle going on. This is a fun game. I just think that Liberty North, being the defending champions, they have the edge here. I will take them by 7. I think this is going to be a close game. And the Class 6 game of the week, really wanted to go this one, but, I'm going to hold off for a little bit with the really big schools. DeSmet versus CBC. I really could see this one going either way. Of course, tune in tomorrow so you guys can see what I predict there. But that's all we've got for today. A pretty quick video, I'd say. I'm rushing a little bit. I got a little bit behind. Slept a little bit too long. It is what it is. But shorts from this video will be up, of course. And then I'll be in Kearney doing 2 hours and 50-minute drive, almost 3 hours there, and then probably, I don't know. I'm hoping that I can get it up at 10 in the morning. It may end up being 11 that I get the highlights out Saturday morning. So that's all we've got for today. This has been Missouri Sports Talk. We'll see you next time.